Welcome, watchers of illusion, to my castle of confusion, looking at a rather splendid game today. It's called Devil's Temple, Son of the Kung Fu Master, which is a sort of sequel of, well, Kung Fu Master, the original arcade game back in the day. Who remembers that one? Well, this is a sort of follow-up, and on the Commodore Amiga, this is the CD32 version, but if you've got an Amiga 1200, it's not going to be much different, to be quite honest. If you buy the game, it's £14 or $14.99. I'll put the link in the description so you can go and have a look yourself. But for that price, you get a copy of the game. Obviously, you get the CD32 version, you get the hard drive installed version, and you also get 3-disc floppy disk version as well. All of which are the same. They run on any Amiga, AGA as well, which is always nice. Anyway, so let's have a look. Presentation-wise, it's already bloody gorgeous. Look at it. Now, this game took a while to come out, but there's been a lot of love put into it, and there's a lot of original sound effects from the original game, which is a nice touch as well. The music and sound effects, obviously, we're going to come on to those anyway, but this, as a package game, is well worth the $14.99. It was $19.99, but they've reduced it. I managed to pick this up for a tenner when it went on sale recently for Halloween. Which was an absolute bargain. So you'd put this down to being more of a SNES game looking at it directly. So yeah, my first impressions of the graphics is you'd be playing a SNES game. I mean, look how smooth this is. This is lovely. So obviously you can see the inspiration here, that everything is very much like Kung Fu Master. You've got the punch, you've got the kick, you've got the jump kick, and then you've got all these guys that try and come up and give you a big hug. Yes, you don't want them to do that too often because you will die very quickly. There's all these little secrets as well, so you can kick all the sort of mile markers there, the milestones there, and it will give you something tasty. Not all the time. I think most of it's scores, health, and this is. I've just picked up a knife here, so if I hit the punch button, it's going to throw that knife. So I'd rather wait till we get to the boss, and we'll annihilate him with it. There he is. Look, it's a blue oyster cop. Right, so those of you not familiar with the Police Academy movies, get yourself familiarised, because that's what that comes from. Well played, McGeezer Games. Well played. The other thing they've included in this is blood. So you can turn that off in the options if you really are squeamish, or you don't want to have the blood option, you want it just to be a pure sort of 80s arcade game. But what the hell, we've kept it in. And you can see from the original game, these bosses hit you like a truck. Yes, so you've got to be really careful with that. So that's stage 1 done. You can see on the UI, let's have a look. We've got our lives in the top left hand corner, we've got the score next to that, health bars of both myself and the boss, and then next to that we've got the time, combo, whatever that is, and then we've got stages, which we're on stage 2. Now the loading times are quite nice as well. I'm going to wait an absolute age for them to come in. So it starts from the left to right and then right to left and all that sort of thing. So that's quite cool. Remember to kick all of those, and you'll see that the enemies come in a lot more frequency as well as you go higher up the levels. Oh, I just got a combo mark on that one. That's cool. So I'm guessing the more that you pound these guys in, maybe you've got to do it in sets of 2 or 3, maybe. The size of that guy, and he's not even a boss. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. You can see my health dropping like a stone there. So make sure you don't get surrounded too hard. Otherwise, you're going to lose all of your health very quickly, and then it's going to be losing a life. Extra lives are hidden throughout levels, so there are certain levels where you can just pick up an extra life fairly easily and quite early on in the level. Normally that indicates that you're going to have a bit of a stinker of a level to compete against. Now this is against the timer, so you're going to have to do your best against that as well. So you don't want to be held up too much by these guys attacking you all the time. I like the fact we've got some variation on the bad guys as well, which is cool. So we've got a guy with green hair, guy with red hair. We've got a guy who looks like he's straight out of Enter the Dragon. So we've got lots of cool little touches here. The scrolling and the animations on this are absolutely spot on. Love this game to pieces already. The bosses actually look like they would do you some damage. Look at the size of this guy, and he's going to blow fire. So it's a bit like Karnov. But we've got to get in close to be able to do it, and he sort of does that little shuffle kick as well. So it's not like you can just hit him. I think to a degree you can sort of bend down and like knock them into a corner, but you've got a timer, you're up against a timer, so it's not always easy. By the way, if you do die, you will start again from the beginning of the level. Not the beginning of the game, but the beginning of the level that you are currently on. One more hit and I'm toast, by the way, so I'm probably not gonna, I'm probably have to redo this level. I love the fact they've used the animation almost from Guy on Final Fight. There we go, and it's used the same sound effects from the arcade game, which is great. Nice little touch there. Jaws in the background, Evil Dead as well in the posters in the background. I like that. That's a nice touch. Gives it a sort of era. There's Stallone's Cobra in the background. So there's some really nice touches there. I don't know what these do. I think the yin yangs are a points thing. I think I'm losing health like a son of a bitch here, so I'm just gonna die and we'll carry on. Sometimes it's the best way. The only thing is the wiggle option on the joystick doesn't always get them off you, which can be a bit frustrating in parts. But I'm not going to take that too many points. In fact, I'm not taking points away from that. It's the same as Kung Fu Master. It had the same sort of finicky system there. If you got surrounded and you wiggled your joystick, it was supposed to knock the guys off you, but it doesn't do it quick enough. Your health takes too much of a dip too quickly, so it's quite hard. Sometimes it's just easier just to take the loss and start again. But that is such a minor niggle. It is, because they've done it how the original game worked, so I can't really take any points off it for that, because, well, you know, it adds to the difficulty of the game. You don't want to get a game you've paid, you know, 15 quid for, whatever, and then be able to complete it within 5 minutes, you know? The one thing I'm going to mention here is the music is absolutely fantastic, and it's different for every level as well, which is great. So making full use of the Amiga sound capabilities here, and the CD32 version obviously would have a nice soundtrack as well, so there we go. I would recommend that if you liked Kung Fu Master, the original one, go back and get this, because this is a cracker, and it gives you almost 2 games in one. It's like Kung Fu Master and Son of Kung Fu Master all in one thing. I think if I was going to be really picky, I think what would have been cool as an Easter egg would have been to have the original Kung Fu Master included in this game, but that's a lot. Obviously, that's a lot more hard work for the developers to do that, so maybe I'm just being a little bit overly zealous there. But you know what? It would have just been a nice little Easter egg if it was included as a bonus extra. But you know what? There's so much in this game anyway. I mean, just the graphic presentation, the sound presentation, the controls are nice and tight as well. Left, right, jump, duck. And then you've got punch and kick assigned to 2 different buttons if you're CD32 version, which is really nice. So the game itself is absolutely fantastic. They've done a really nice job. All the animations are spot on. And you can sort of cheat this boss, by the way. You can sort of crouch down, let him come to you. You can see my time running out though, so you've got to be careful with that. So we're on to the next level. So they've done a cracking job with everything in this game. You can see why it's taken a while for it to come out, and I'm glad they took their time over it, because it was one of those games that I think they really needed to get right. What I'd really like to see, and it's not particularly from these guys, because McGee's are absolutely fantastic with what they do anyway. I'd really like someone to do a Street Fighter 2 rehash from the Amiga. There is a tech demo out, which I might give you guys a preview of at some point. I think it'd be quite cool for you to see what the Amiga could have actually done, and actually could do now with the Scorpion engine, which is what a lot of games these days are based on. But someone did a tech demo, and it was like literally the arcade game on the Amiga. It's not impossible to do. There's a few games I'd like to see redone. Obviously, Street Fighter 2 would be great. Final Fight being another one, and Pac-Land being completed, because I showed you that there was a preview. There is a preview of that on my channel already. Go and have a look at Pac-Land. What we could have had versus kind of what we did have. It is such a shame, because the Scorpion engine's making it possible now for these games to become a reality. I do believe this game was done on the Scorpion engine as well, so that gives you an idea of how powerful this piece of kit actually is. But a lot of people making Amiga games from scratch these days are using the Scorpion engine, and it's working incredibly well. So, you know, big hats off to the guys that actually do the Scorpion engine themselves, and also the guys that are learning how to use it for making games like this. I mean, this is amazing. I think if we'd have had this game back in the day in the Amiga, we would have been blown away. Absolutely. I mean, I'm blown away now playing it for the first time. Well, I had a little dabble with it before this, so it's not my first time, but second play. I didn't get very far on my first try through, so this is actually quite good. I managed to get a bit further on. As you can see there's health pickups there. So, what is it like playability-wise? Yes, well, fantastic. It's just such a pick-up-and-play game. Absolutely love it. The fact that you can just pick up and play, and there's no real difficulties in mechanics to have to learn the game. You just go in there, punch, kick, and have some fun. And that's what a game should be about. Pick up the controller, get straight stuck in, and not have to worry too much about learning mechanics. This is my only criticism with this game, and like I said, it's a criticism. The original is that once you get surrounded like that, wiggling the joystick just doesn't get the guys off you quick enough. And this is on easy, just remember, just remind yourselves. I'd hate to see what this is actually like on hard mode. So, if you like the look of this game and you enjoyed the original Kung Fu Master, then go ahead and get this game. You get quite a lot of bang for your buck. Like I say, you get all the 1200 version, you get disc version, CD32 version, hard drive installable version, all of that above, for a measly 15 quid. You can't go wrong with that, ladies and gents. You really can't. So, go and get it. Support the developers. They're coming out with some really cracking stuff at the moment, and that's why I showcase these things on the channel. I say I used to be just 100% retro, but there's a lot of retro stuff out at the moment, so it's taking a bit of precedence over the modern indie stuff at the moment. But that's never a bad thing. Hope you enjoyed Halloween week, by the way, and I'm looking forward to bringing you more content like this over the next few weeks. There's going to be a lot more. Obviously, I'm doing more lives on Twitch at the moment as well. Keep an eye out on my channel for that. Twitch.tv/games_arcade. Please come along and join the fun when you see me go live. I'm trying to do several a week, which is normally about 9ish UK time at night. Oh, he's a big boy, look at him. So anyway, back to this. Replay value, absolutely fantastic. You're going to come back to this game again and again. It's very well done, so you want to come back and play it. It's not just if you can complete it. Apparently there's some hidden stuff in here as well, some unlockables. That guy's absolutely wasted me there. Now, the only thing about this I would say is maybe having a halfway through the level restart point, but then again, I suppose the levels aren't exactly very long, so it's not too much of an issue. Anyway, so yeah, come and join me on a live. We're having fun with Walking Dead at the moment, the Telltale series on Walking Dead on my channel at the moment. We're working our way through all the chapters. We've got face cam on. We got people on. I respond to you guys live. And for those of you who have joined me so far, thanks very much. I do appreciate it. Just as you guys are joining me on the channel here, watching my content. So again, thanks very much. I really do appreciate you guys being here and giving me your support. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. I'm hoping to get a few more bits out on the channel a bit more regularly now. My life's kind of falling back into a routine where I can do that. So look out for more great content coming soon. But all in all, this game's going to get a high score. In fact, it's going to get the high score. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. So I'm going to leave you now with a couple of minutes of gameplay without me waffling over the top. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been Dragon's Temple, Demon's Temple, Dragon. Oh, for goodness sake! You know what it is. It's Son of Kung Fu Master. You get the idea. That's a result of my stroke, by the way. I just lose words and I lose what I'm doing. Anyway, have fun, guys. I'll catch you next time with a brand new review. Until then, my friends, keep on gaming, keep it retro. Whatever you're doing, have fun. Have a nice weekend. Catch you soon. Ta-da!